recognizes him as the dean of the Weaponry Academy, Yang Gentian. A younger man with long hair stands beside him. Dean Yang Gentian addresses Xu Jingming directly, stating that he must be the one Director Zhang Zhaoyu told him about. Ignoring Tan completely, he tells Xu Jingming to follow him to the training room. In a traditional training room filled with weapons, Dean Yang Gentian tells Xu Jingming that he has seen his martial arts exam video. He praises his combat skills and marksmanship. However, before deciding, the Dean insists on seeing his S-rank ability, the Purple Heaven Divine Thunder, with his own eyes. Xu Jingming calmly agrees. As the Dean observes, Xu Jingming channels his power, and arcs of purple lightning crackle around his arms. He then unleashes a massive, violent burst of purple and white energy that fills the room, the raw power crackling with immense force. Dean Yang Gentian is visibly impressed, a grin on his face as he recognizes the S-rank ability. He mentally compares it to his own A-rank ability, acknowledging that the gap between A-rank and S-rank power is impossible to bridge. He sees immense potential in the student, thinking that if Xu Jingming hones his skills, his future could rival his own. With the demonstration done, the Dean states that with Xu Jingming's potential, becoming his disciple is not an issue. However, he offers a serious warning. He explains that he has made many friends and enemies. He cannot guarantee his enemies won't target his disciples, and asks if Xu Jingming is still willing to accept him as a master, knowing the risks. Without hesitation, Xu Jingming drops to his knees in a formal sign of respect. With a wide, determined grin, he declares that he is willing. He passionately explains that he admires high-level ability users who have grown strong through bloody struggles. He believes the number of enemies his teacher has defeated is proof of his immense combat ability. Pleased with this answer, Dean Yang Gentian laughs heartily and formally accepts him. He declares that from this day forward, Xu Jingming is his 32nd disciple and his very first S-rank disciple. Telling him to rise, the Dean presents Xu Jingming with his first gifts, a top-tier ability training method called Extreme Ability Training Method, and a body-tempering combat technique called Thunder Indestructible Body, both of which he created. Xu Jingming is stunned by the value of the gifts, realizing a body-tempering combat technique that can strengthen his body is far more precious than an ordinary one. The Dean explains that while the ability training method is one of only 3 top-tier methods in the school, the real highlight is the Thunder Indestructible Body technique, the culmination of his life's work. He adds that the technique has been certified by 2 major martial arts halls and has been officially rated as S-rank. The revelation leaves Xu Jingming utterly speechless, shocked to learn of an S-rank combat technique. Combat techniques, like abilities, have their own ratings, from F to SSS. The higher the rank, the more difficult it is to master, but the more powerful it will be. Xu Jingming reflects on this, realizing the terrifying extent of his new master's talent. He knows that most 7th-level masters are exceptional if they can create an A-rank combat technique. For his master to have created an S-rank technique, his martial arts talent is terrifyingly high. Dean Yang Gentian provides more details about his S-rank technique. He explains that the Thunder Indestructible Body is only for lightning element users and has 13 levels. With each level, the user's body undergoes a transformation. However, he clarifies a crucial requirement. To begin cultivating it, one must first advance from an awakened to a true ability user. He then gives Xu Jingming his first task. He instructs him to use the Extreme Ability Training Method to achieve his breakthrough. Once Xu Jingming has advanced, he is to return, and the Dean will personally help him build the foundation for the Thunder Indestructible Body. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Xu Jingming bows deeply, thinking how much better it is to have a mentor's guidance. The Dean then shares a personal motivation, revealing he has only cultivated the technique to the 10th level. He looks at Xu Jingming with hope, stating that if he is unable to reach the peak of a martial saint, then Xu Jingming will be the greatest hope to prove the technique's potential. His eyes gleam as he reveals his ultimate guess. If one can cultivate the technique to its final level, their body can achieve a state of being eternal and indestructible. As Xu Jingming leaves his master's residence, waving goodbye to the butler, he finds Tan Mingyang sitting dejectedly on the steps outside, holding his head in despair. Xu Jingming approaches him and asks what is wrong. It is revealed that Tan Mingyang's attempt to become a disciple failed. He had to face a test against one of the Dean's senior disciples. The condition was to defeat the senior, while the latter used only 1/10 of his combat power, a task Tan found hopeless, leaving him beaten. Now sitting on the steps, Tan looks up at Xu Jingming, assuming he also failed. He remarks that getting into Dean Yang's tutelage isn't easy and asks if Xu Jingming needs him to pass on some experience from his failures. Unfazed, Xu Jingming calmly declines, simply stating that he has already passed. The words hit Tan Mingyang like a physical blow. His bruised face contorts in utter disbelief. He exclaims that he has never heard of a dean-level mentor accepting a disciple before the annual freshman competition. As Xu Jingming calmly walks away, a bewildered Tan Mingyang stares after him, trying to understand what just happened. With a new objective, Xu Jingming returns to his dormitory's training room. Sitting cross-legged, he begins to cultivate using the extreme ability training method from his new master. As he meditates, he is amazed by the effectiveness of the top-tier technique, noting the amount of energy he can sense is far greater than with the intermediate-level method. A confident smirk appears on his face. Knowing he has already mastered the principles, he decides there is no need to practice it step by step. Instead, he will use his cheat system to advance directly. He accesses his system panel and commands it to use his ability points to increase his level. The effect is immediate and intense. A surge of energy courses through him, causing him to grunt in pain. He clutches his clothes as raw energy surges through his veins. The power erupts from his body in a massive blast of light and force that shakes the room. A moment later, the energy subsides. Breathing heavily, Xu Jingming pushes himself up, thinking he has successfully broken through. A notification confirms his new status as a first-tier, lower-rank ability user. He examines his hand, where stable, powerful blue lightning now crackles with ease. As he tests his control, a much larger and more potent torrent of lightning flows from his hand, a clear sign of his increased power. Clenching his fist, he marvels at the result. He can feel the power in his body has increased by at least 4 or 5 times. He confidently thinks that if he were to face the second-tier bloodthirsty tyrant bear again, his thunder ability alone would be enough to defeat it. He pulls up his system panel to check his new stats and understands why all ability users want higher-level cultivation methods. He calculates that if he had used the intermediate method, his vitality and spirit would have only increased by 30 or 40 points. But now, using the top-tier method, they have increased by almost 100 points in one go. The gap in results is undeniable. He notes the advancement only cost him 300 ability points, and he decides to save the rest. He knows that learning a powerful combat technique like the Thunder Indestructible Body is even more important. As an S-rank technique, he expects the consumption of ability points to master it will be incredibly high. With his breakthrough complete, Xu Jingming is ready for the next stage. A new thought enters his mind. Since he's at the university, perhaps it's time to visit the school's library. The next day, Xu Jingming returns to his master's residence. Dean Yang Gentian is utterly astonished to see him, questioning how he could have advanced so quickly. The dean paces, remarking that in his 20 years of teaching, he has seen countless geniuses, but even the best took a significant amount of time to transform into an ability user. He notes it has been less than 24 hours since Xu Jingming received the manual. With a bashful smile, Xu Jingming admits that perhaps the only thing he can be proud of is his advancement speed. He adds that when he tried to begin cultivating the Thunder Indestructible Body, he found even the introductory part to be a challenge. The dean listens and explains the process. Forging the foundation involves using the blood of a lightning element beast as a guide, combined with one's own lightning, to temper the muscles and bones. He emphasizes a critical point. The final strength of the technique is related to the grade of the beast's blood used. Now that Xu Jingming has advanced, the dean declares he will help him forge the foundation that very day. He reveals that high-level lightning beasts are rare, and his original plan was to use the blood of a 7th-tier storm giant bear. However, after learning Xu Jingming was entitled to one S-rank resource every year, he made a special request. He decided to combine the resources and pleaded with the university's principal to grant Xu Jingming an even more precious SS-rank resource. With that, he presents Xu Jingming with a small vial containing a glowing red liquid, the essence blood of a ferocious 8th-tier beast, the Thunder Tyrannosaurus. Xu Jingming is deeply moved that his new teacher and the principal would go to such lengths for him. He accepts the vial and vows to repay this kindness many times over. Pleased, the dean says they should begin immediately. They move to a training room where a shirtless Xu Jingming kneels. The dean uncorks the vial and pours the potent, glowing red blood onto Xu Jingming's head and back. Xu Jingming grits his teeth, groaning as the substance makes contact. The dean warns him to bear with it, explaining the blood is highly toxic to low-level users and the intense pain is expected. Next, the dean prepares to use his own power to help. He tells Xu Jingming he will now use his A-rank Windfire True Thunder to forge the foundation, adding that the amount Xu Jingming can absorb is up to him. The dean unleashes his power, a torrent of violent, red lightning, and directs it into Xu Jingming's body. The energy surges through him, causing glowing red patterns to spread across his back and chest. The process is excruciating, and Xu Jingming throws his head back, letting out a raw scream of agony as his body is forcibly tempered by the immense power. 5 days into the tempering process, the senior disciple, Liu, is having tea with the dean's butler, Uncle Fu. Liu remarks on how resilient the new junior is to have lasted for 5 days. He reflects with some jealousy that he only lasted 2 days during his own tempering, which used weaker 7th-tier beast blood. He admits Xu Jingming's performance deserves the 8th-tier dragon-type beast's essence blood. Liu adds that with an S-rank lightning ability, he is looking forward to seeing the result of his new junior's thunder indestructible body. Suddenly, a loud crash from the training room startles them. Liu rushes upstairs, wondering if his junior's foundation forging is complete. He cautiously peeks through the door and is met with a terrifying sight. Xu Jingming stands shirtless and splattered with blood, his eyes glowing red. A chaotic aura of dark energy and blue lightning surrounds him, and he appears to have lost control, looking more like a beast than a human. Liu is frozen in fear, sensing a threatening aura from Xu Jingming like that of a top-tier ferocious beast, which makes him shudder. Lost in this primal state, Xu Jingming sees Liu in the doorway and lunges forward to attack. However, before he can strike, the commanding voice of Dean Yang Gentian roars, shouting for Jingming to wake up. The dean's shout breaks through the bloodlust, and Xu Jingming halts his attack just inches from his senior. Covered in sweat, a dazed Xu Jingming asks his teacher what happened and why he felt an overwhelming urge to destroy things. The dean explains that the essence blood of the Thunder Tyrannosaurus likely influenced his mind. He points out that the beast is famous for its ferocity, and because Xu Jingming's absorption rate and compatibility were so high, he experienced this dangerous side effect. The dean reassures him, telling him not to worry. As long as he avoids intense emotional changes, he will be fine, and the side effects will gradually disappear as his strength increases. A wave of relief washes over Xu Jingming. He looks down at his hands, expressing his fear of being controlled by his emotions. With the crisis averted, Dean Yang Gentian's tone changes to delight. He tells a confused Xu Jingming to cheer up, announcing the forging was a perfect success with an incredible 98% absorption rate. He proudly explains that among the disciples who have cultivated the Thunder Indestructible Body, the highest rate ever recorded was only 92%. With this, Xu Jingming has broken a long-standing record. His senior disciple, Liu, approaches with a congratulatory smile. He tells his new junior that with the foundation successfully forged, his future in martial arts is now smooth sailing. The dean formally introduces him as senior disciple Liu Ming, an ability user at the peak of the 3rd tier, and tells Xu Jingming to ask Liu for help with any future cultivation questions. Xu Jingming greets his senior, who promptly pulls out his phone. Liu explains that since he didn't prepare a gift, he will transfer some credits instead. Xu Jingming is shocked when a notification on his phone says he received 200 credits, exclaiming that it's too much. He quickly calculates the gift is worth 2 million Great Sha coins. The dean dismisses his concern, stating that 200 credits is not a large sum for Liu, and that it is a senior's duty to care for his juniors. He adds that when Xu Jingming has his own juniors, he will also need to prepare gifts, a lesson Xu Jingming humbly accepts. With the training complete, the dean tells Xu Jingming that after 5 days without food or water, he should go back and rest. He gives him his next instructions. Come back the following morning to learn fist and spear techniques with Senior Liu. Xu Jingming gratefully thanks his teacher and leaves. Back at his luxurious villa, Xu Jingming finds a young man with spiky white hair and red eyes on the couch, focused on a video game. The young man turns, realizing he's not alone, and greets Xu Jingming, guessing he must be his new roommate. He introduces himself as Liu Wentao. When Xu Jingming introduces himself, Liu Wentao's eyes widen. He excitedly points and exclaims that he is the top scorer from Jiangnan province. When Xu Jingming asks how he knew, Liu Wentao proudly declares his nickname is Mr. Know-It-All, as he knows about most freshmen. He admits he didn't specifically look up Xu Jingming, but the stir he caused was so big he couldn't help but hear about him. He marvels that the legendary Dark Horse top scorer is his new roommate. Putting a friendly arm around his shoulder, he starts bombarding our boy with questions, asking if he is really from Zhangcheng, if he was truly just an awakened during the exam, and commenting that his ability does not look like it's only E rank. Despite the endless questions, Xu Jingming finds he likes the friendly chatterbox. He reflects that he has always hated loneliness. Flashbacks reveal his past, growing up in an orphanage without a sense of belonging. School was better, as he had friends. His happiest memories are from his college days, joking around and playing games with roommates. He recalls getting his master's and PhD, never imagining that after drinking too much at his graduation, he would wake up in a different world. He thinks about how he didn't expect to still be an orphan after transmigrating, but with a roommate like Liu Wentao, he feels he won't be lonely. Meanwhile, Liu Wentao proudly boasts that he is a top student from Sichuan province with an A-rank ability and is currently a first-tier middle-rank ability user. He declares his ambition to major in college tactics and command a military region to slaughter all the ferocious beasts on Blue Star. Changing the subject, Xu Jingming mentions he is heading to the martial arts hall. Intrigued, Liu Wentao decides to join him, admitting he hasn't visited the university's hall yet. They arrive at the impressive Thunder Martial Arts Hall, Magical University branch. Inside, they see a lively and chaotic scene, with students training and showing off their powers. The AI, Eva, appears and explains they are in the public training room, which can hold 300 people. The hall is constructed with C-rank alloy mixed with memory metal, making it durable enough to withstand damage. Eva also points out private training rooms, but Xu Jingming decides the public area is fine. Liu Wentao gets caught up in the competitive atmosphere, shouting with excitement and pointing out an A-rank enhanced werewolf user. Xu Jingming dryly comments that his roommate isn't being quiet himself. Xu Jingming then asks Eva about the large numbered pillars in the center of the room. Eva explains they are punch power challenge boards. There are 5 leaderboards, one for each of the 5 tiers of ability users. She informs them that if they get into the top 3,000 on their boards, they will receive a 50 credit reward. Liu Wentao eagerly accepts the challenge, thinking it sounds easy. Eva clarifies there are just over 4,000 students in the university. Eager for the reward, Liu Wentao decides to try. Eva instructs him to swipe his student ID to start, adding the crucial rule that abilities and combat techniques are forbidden. Liu Wentao eagerly steps up to the pillar and swipes his student ID. The AI, Eva, announces his attempt. His activation draws the attention of older students, who mockingly note he is only a first-tier, middle-rank freshman. Feeling the pressure, a determined Liu Wentao resolves not to lose face. With a loud cry, he unleashes a powerful punch, striking the pillar with impressive force. The result flashes on the screen, a punch power of 476 kilograms. Pleased, Liu Wentao thinks he didn't embarrass himself, and getting into the top 3,000 should be no problem. His pride is short-lived, as Eva delivers a devastating update. His rank is beyond 100,000. Liu Wentao is left in shock, screaming in disbelief and questioning how this is possible with only about 4,000 students at the university. Eva coldly clarifies the leaderboard tallies the scores of all students since the university's founding 100 years ago. The humiliating realization dawns on Liu Wentao. The crowd was waiting to see him make a fool of himself. The older students erupt in laughter, with one remarking how hilarious it is. As his roommate wallows in embarrassment, Xu Jingming offers some consolation, reminding him that as a spiritual element user, physical punch power isn't his strength. A grateful Liu Wentao encourages Xu Jingming to try, certain he will be stronger. Xu Jingming agrees, admitting he wanted to test his strength anyway. He swipes his ID and Eva announces his challenge. The crowd's attention shifts to him, but they are even more dismissive, noting he seems weaker at a first-tier, lower rank. They doubt his punch power will even reach 400 kilograms. However, one onlooker finds the name Xu Jingming strangely familiar. Meanwhile, Xu Jingming is confident. He reflects on his recent progress, advancing to a first-tier ability user and tempering his body for 5 days and nights to forge his new technique's foundation. A quick check of his system panel confirms his new stats, including an enhanced physique and the Thunder Indestructible Body First skill. He clenches his fist, eager to see what level his punch power has reached. With a surge of power, he throws a punch, and the impact creates a powerful shockwave that ripples through the air.
Thanks for watching. I'm going to introduce the new manhwa. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. And if you want to see a specific manhwa, name in the comments, I will try to make it. It will take long time, but I try to make it, and see you tomorrow.